everybody. Good day to everyone out there today. I want to bring you another Daryl Triplet special, people. This one I am really, really excited about. I could barely contain myself. I don't know if I'm the first to do a reaction to this or not. I don't know. I don't care. But the point is that it has to be done. And if I'm the first to do it, great. If I'm not the first to do it, then fine. So be it. Whatever. I don't care. Um, I watched the series For Life from ABC, and first off, I got to say this here. I got to keep it real with everyone out there. If you have not seen For Life on ABC with the executive producer of 50 Cent, uh, you need to watch that series. It is an incredible series. I I I I did not think a lot about it prior to watching it. And after watching it, I went on to dig into the real story behind it. And I have to say this here. I was totally blown back. I was blown back by bad and good. And I'll explain to you what I mean. I was blown back by bad because it exposes the justice system corruption and police corruption to the fullest. And if you don't get this, you just don't want to get it. I felt good about it because we were able to talk about it and not cover it up, actually get it produced. I mean, they had to call in some heavy hitters, the Kim Kardashians, who helped out with this whole program of innocent people being locked up. 50 Cent's Curtis Jackson, who was the executive producer on it. ABC for actually greenlighting it and putting it on the air. So that goes to show you right there, people, as much as corruption that it is out there, there are some good people out there who won't stand for this anymore and the cover up. The story I want to talk about is a man who should be given a damn cape with an S on his chest and on his back. Isaac Wright Jr. I just want to go over briefly. I don't want to give away the movie if you have not seen it, but I want to give you the gist of the story, and then you can dig into it and then get the whole story as they're telling it, sort of on the series For Life. But you're looking at an African American male who in 1989 was charged with possession and distribution of cocaine. He was convicted in 1991. He was actually convicted and sentenced to a life in prison. Now, what's so ironic about this is Isaac Wright Jr., he was a businessman. Okay, he owned a business called Cover Girls in the 80s. The ironic thing is he has never been arrested before. He's never been convicted of a charge before. He was just a dude who was running a business. He was doing good, and he lived in New York. And at that time, when you lived in New York, you were doing good. You moved to New Jersey, and that's where the good life was. When he moved to New Jersey, there was a prosecutor named Nicholas Bizzle. He was a prosecutor for New Jersey, and he was power hungry, we come to find out. And he was looking to make a name for himself by any means necessary. I mean, this dude was a bad dude. He planted cocaine. He had officers lying on the stand. He had officers planting drugs on people. And we all know this now to a fact today because it all came out in court by the detective, a seasoned detective, who admitted to everything. And I know what some of you are probably thinking, that, he just found a loophole in the system or whatever, and that's why he got off. It doesn't make a difference. That's not the case, number one. But if you can't get this guy legally, then if you've got to resort to planting drugs and all this other stuff, it doesn't make a difference whether it's Isaac Wright or whoever it is. You don't need to get them. You got to think of something else. You got to recircle the wagons. You got to do something else. But planting drugs, forcing people to lie on the stand, it taints our justice system, and we don't give a damn about your conviction rate. This is all politics as far as what Nicholas Bezos was concerned about. Power, politics, money, greed. So, and I'm sure it's the stereotypical back in the 80s racism too. So, but what's great about this is this 3-letter word called God. G-O-D. And when God works, boy, oh boy, did the truth come out. What's done in the dark, Mama says, what? Shall come to the light. You're right. And this is exactly what's happened with this case, people. Like it or not, believe it what you want or not, however you want to believe it. These are the facts. The man was not, I repeat, this man was not a drug dealer. This man was a legitimate businessman. This prosecutor did strong arm cops and did strong arm witnesses to testify against him. And it's crazy because this happens so often. This is why Kim Kardashian and all these superstars are getting involved in this now, because it's something that has been going on that frankly needs to be addressed. And when I researched Isaac, I've never met this guy before in my life. And the first thing that I said is we need to slap a cape on this dude and we need to put an S on his chest. Don't throw him off a building. Please don't. We need more people like him. But this gentleman is certainly a hero in my book. And I've been a cop 26 years. The story is so incredible that he's convicted. He goes to prison. In prison, he finds a way to become a paralegal. He's helping people out in prison, other inmates out in prison, fight their disciplinary cases. It went on to him fighting some of their criminal cases and actually getting their sentence overturned. He went back to school. Now, this is a man who had a high school diploma when he went in. He went back to school while in prison. Talk about pulling yourself up by your bootstraps, as the Republicans always say. Yeah, you got to pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. This is what this guy did. He knew he was innocent, and he pulled himself up by his bootstraps. He didn't walk around. I'm sure he was angry some days, but at the end of the day, he had to brush that off his shoulders and say, you know what, I got to get back to work. I got to think my way through this thing. And he did that by picking up a law book, started studying the law, became a paralegal in prison, fought the system from within prison, got inmates exonerated from within prison, did disciplinary hearings and won while in prison, talked to the higher-ups of the prison system. He was able to build a case strong enough to where the courts really took him serious as a defense attorney, and he was able to represent himself. Now, everybody knows that they say, if you represent yourself, you got a fool for a client, right? He thought the same thing too. You've got to watch the movie. I'm not going to give any more of it away, but that's the gist of the story. And I just want to say thank you to Isaac Wright Jr. You have faced some of the most incredible times, and so many people have been railroaded by these crooked prosecutors, by these crooked cops, that they don't have a voice that they feel. And you are a beacon of light to them. You are a freaking hero. You are our modern day Dr. King. Forget all these other rappers and all this other stuff. All right, this is the true power of what people can do, even when they're oppressed, even when there seems like no way out. And I know you had a very driving force, your daughter, but I don't want to give away the whole movie. I could have done my video on anything, but I had to give tribute to Isaac Wright Jr. He is a true hero. He is what I want my kids to look up to. And you should want your kids to look up to him also. Because this is a man, again, who was wrongfully convicted. We got it wrong because of a crooked prosecutor and crooked cops. We got it wrong. And nobody wanted to hear it. He fought anyway. Against all odds. He didn't whine about it, didn't cry about it, didn't give up. He didn't go get a gun. He didn't take a prison guard's gun and go on a killing spree. He pulled himself up by the bootstraps, which is not easy to do. Being a black man in America, being a black man that is convicted, being a black man that is convicted in prison. That's damn near impossible to do. I don't understand. What's the end goal here, people? Our end goal is Isaac Wright Jr. That's our end goal. That's where we want our youth to look up to. That's the GOAT, as they call it. My name is Daryl Triplett, aka Officer Keeper. I want you to like, subscribe to my YouTube page, subscribe to Instagram, Snapchat, all that other good stuff. Visit me at www.daryltriplett.com. Leave your comments below. I would love to hear your comments. I would love to hear your dialogue. And, like I said, I'm sure some of you will come with some bull crap, but I don't care. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, get over it. It's 2020. Again, I want to say thank you to, Kim Kardashian for really getting behind her program and supporting wrongly convicted inmates. I want to thank 50 Cent for getting behind this movie, because I would have never known about this. The whole world would have never known about this if he wasn't, so proactive in executive producing it and really getting behind the movie. I want to thank ABC Networks for actually filming it and greenlighting it, because they could have put the kibosh on it and we would have never known none of the difference. We'd have learned about it through YouTube or something like that, but it would have been years down the line probably. So it's great to see that that people are starting to come together, and I'm not the only cop that feels this way. There are other cops that feel the same exact way that I feel. That they go out here and they bust their ass every day for you, for the good people, and they put their lives on the line every day for you, the good people. And they're great cops out here. Don't be misled by this thing of all cops are bad. That's bullshit. That's a lie. I'm just asking everybody, go to ABC, watch for life. And I want to thank you for tuning in and watching. Again, my name is Daryl Triplett, a.k.a. Officer Keep It Real. I'm your boy, and I am out.